I'm Alison Hollier, I'm Head of Awards at the Chartered Institute of Legal Executives.
I'm Sarah Manuel, I'm the Registration and Accreditation Manager and I work for the Association for Nutrition, which is a voluntary regulator for the nutrition industry.
Our accreditation process is primarily for centres that deliver the Psionics qualifications in England and Wales, with 2 centres overseas, and it applies to all colleges and centres that want to deliver our courses, and they have to meet our quality assurance standards. In terms of the programmes, there's a level 3, which is equivalent to A-level, professional qualification, which enables people to qualify as a Chartered Legal Executive stage 1, and then there's a level 6, which is an honours degree programme, which enables people to continue with their studies and complete their academic stage of qualifying as a Chartered Legal Executive. And then there's an exciting new development for us in terms of 2 legal services apprenticeships, which we are delivering for the first time from September, at level 3, again A-level standard, and then at level 4, which is the first year of an undergraduate degree. In terms of the number of centres, we have approximately 80, which varies slightly annually, and they are primarily further education colleges with 12 private training providers.
We have 2 schemes that we run within our accreditation committee. Cpd Endorsement is a scheme where we will evaluate training courses that are provided for registered nutritionists to ensure that they meet our standards, and we've got 7 standards. And that's quite a low profile activity for us, but it's something we're looking to develop further. But our main accreditation scheme is the universities. We accredit undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in nutrition, ensuring that they meet our standards for nutrition education. We've developed a suite of core competencies, 5 core competencies with various components comprised in those that we expect all courses to meet as part of their education training. It's a voluntary scheme again, so not all university degrees have yet signed up to it, but we currently have 56 degree courses accredited with us. And what that will allow the graduating student to do is automatically join our register, because we know that those courses meet our core competencies for registration. We're looking to develop our accreditation scheme further over the course of the next 6 to 9 months, developing a process around actually the delivery of the training itself. So the core competencies address the content, and we want to look wider at the delivery, the staff resources, the facilities, and the training methods involved in delivering the programme.
We do charge, and we aim to cover our costs, and there are differential fees in terms of whether you're a private training provider, where we charge a slightly higher annual fee of £800, and then for other providers, mainly the further education sector, we charge £400. If you want to deliver these new apprenticeships that I mentioned before, it's an annual fee of £600 for a further education college and £1,000 for a private training provider. I would say that it breaks even because we have a rigorous centre of pre-accreditation visits, so we have an external person who visits, and obviously we have to cover their costs in terms of the report and their travel costs.
At the moment, for the university degree courses, we charge a flat fee of £1,000. That's on initial application and covers our assessment costs. There is then an annual fee of £1,000 renewal, and at the moment it's not really designed for being a profit-making scheme. It is designed to cover the costs of the administration of the process, but long term we do obviously want to expand the scheme to develop a profit in order to be able to create extra benefits for our registrants and to use the money for the development of the UK PRN.
The challenges of accreditation for Psionics are to bear in mind that we're working with potential accredited centres, so we need to be clear as to what the QA requirements are for them. We need to ensure that our requirements are rigorous but not too onerous and burdensome and particularly bureaucratic for centres. but to ensure that it's a clear, level playing field for all private training providers and also further education colleges.
The challenges are for our organisation. We're a small organisation, we're a relatively new body, so actually having the staff capacity to run the scheme can be quite challenging at times, but to raise awareness of the scheme, marketing involvement, the processing, all of those factors come into play. The actual assessments themselves, to make sure that they do meet the robust standards, they are incredibly in-depth and do require a lot of time by the independent assessors. Now, our assessors are volunteers, so they're not paid for undertaking the assessments, and constant engagement with volunteers is hard work to negotiate and cajole them into delivering this work to the relevant standards and on time. And from the assessor's point of view, we're trying to put the message across that they're giving something back to the profession by taking the time out of their own busy schedules to undertake these assessments for us.
In terms of accreditation, it's a fundamental part really of what we do as an accredited awarding organisation. We're regulated by Ofqual and we're also regulated by IELTS professional standards. So we have to ensure that the standards of our accredited centres with delivering these courses is actually very strong to enable that learners receive appropriate guidance and tuition and support. So it really is the key in terms of establishing what we do with our learners. Our centres represent Psionics out in the field. They have a primary relationship with them, so it's absolutely essential that we have an appropriate, rigorous but responsive system of QA. Psionics accreditation procedures enable us to have a robust system of accreditation, and as part of that, a key element is risk-based monitoring, which is ongoing of centres, which provides the security of knowing that our centres are delivering to our standards.
Initially it raises awareness of the organisation, but what we are seeing over the last 6 months particularly is a huge increase in students choosing their A-levels and already thinking about developing a career in nutrition, and they're asking our advice on courses, and they want to know specifically. They're aware of the benefits of UKVRN registration, so they want to choose a course that is accredited by us. And they ask us some quite challenging questions about why courses aren't accredited, and we have to explain it's a voluntary scheme, put the onus back on ask them to contact the universities about that. So we're aware that students coming through the system want to join a professional body and want to have recognised qualifications and skills. So that in turn not only raises the awareness of the organisation, but raises awareness of the profession. So long term, if the institutions, when they're facing funding challenges, can offer something and say, we don't just run a nutrition degree, but we actually run a nutrition degree that will meet these standards of good standards of education training. And that will work for the benefit of the public, the student, the university and the organisation as a whole.